So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven? How do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. You know, I think I say this every single time we start a show, but every time I mean it. This is going to be an amazing, amazing show. Not because of me. Oh, no. Because of Janine Bolon. She is going to be on here in just a moment, I promise. And you are not going to miss this wonderful, amazing woman. So full of energy, so full of experience, so full of success. And that is why she is on this show. And that is what we do on this show. The Mind, Body, Business Show is something that I had developed with you in mind, the entrepreneur, the small business person, the person looking to get ahead. And what I do is I interview only successful entrepreneurs on this show for the sole purpose of extracting their secrets that have brought them to their current level of success, so that all you have to do is simply take notes and then take action and model what they have done. And you get to pick and choose. And we have, oh my gosh, entrepreneurs from all over the world have been on this show. And it has been amazing. It's like attending a seminar for free every single week. And if you're not on our announcement list, you'll want to do that and just head on over to themindbodybusinessshow.com. Yep, it's a lot of typing. Themindbodybusinessshow.com. And there are many buttons in that site that all go to the same place that help you to register. And all we use it for is to send out announcements when we are about to go live. We don't pitch, we don't sell. It is, hey, we're going live. Here's the link. Jump on in and let's have some fun. So go ahead and do that after this show is over. So here's one thing. One of the things that I learned while I was speaking on stage was the importance of staying in the room. That means you staying in the room, the virtual room. What does that mean? It's like I would hate for Janine to be coming up on that golden nugget that could change your life forever. And I would hate for you to be wandering off and typing in a URL to go check out a resource that either she or I mentioned during the show, and your attention span is there, she's giving the nugget, and you miss it. I would hate for that to happen. So please take notes during this show, and then go after the show to visit those resources. Sound good? Right on. The Mind, Body, Business Show is about what I call the 3 pillars of success. You might have guessed that as part of the very name of the show. Mind means mindset. And what I've done is not only have I interviewed many successful entrepreneurs, I've also studied them for a period of about 10 years, successful people. And what I learned were they had these 3 pillars. One was mind, which stands for mindset. And to a person, each and every single one of these very successful individuals have a very positive, powerful, and most importantly, flexible mindset. Very important. And then body. That literally means taking care of one's own body, both through exercise and nutrition. That is what successful people do. And then business. Business is multifaceted. There are so many skill sets that one must master to build a successful business and then to grow it and scale it. I mean, there are skill sets like marketing, sales, team building, systematizing, leadership. I could go on for quite some time. And being an astute audience member, listener, viewer, business person of your own right, you know that to master any one skill can take a long time. I mean, to be an expert in anything, I hear is like 10,000 hours of focused effort, right? The good news is you personally don't have to master every skill set. Well, tell me more, Brian. I will. And to do that, all you need to do is really master one skill set. And that is one of the skill sets I mentioned just a moment ago, is the one that you need to master and concentrate and focus on. And that is a skill set of, you ready? Drum roll. I need to get a sound bite for that. It is the skill set of, yes, pause on purpose, of leadership. Leadership, because when you have mastered the skill set of leadership, and look, even if you don't have a team, you want to start mastering leading yourself. Yes, you can do it right now. Once you have mastered that skill, you can then pull in people into your team who have already mastered those skills that you have yet to or may never master in your lifetime. And that is the beauty of leveraging in your business. It's about working smarter, and I like to say, and harder, not harder. I don't like that one. I hear that a lot. Smarter, not harder. No, keep working hard. That's how we all make it ahead. Speaking of making it ahead, we're going to move ahead. And so what we're going to do right now is segue into a wonderful segment, because one of the other very common attributes of very successful people is that what I found is, to a person, they are all very avid readers of books. And what I like to do is real quickly segue into a very short segment I like to call bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yeah, there you see it, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. And here's your first test. Write it down. Reachyourpeaklibrary.com. Write that down on a piece of paper, notepad on your computer. Just write it down and stay with us. Janine is up next. You do not want to miss this amazing woman. Okay, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. That is a resource that I put together. I had my team put it together with you in mind, and I am not kidding when I say that, because I myself was not an avid reader till about 11 years ago. I'm going to really task you here. I'm going to let you do some math. That was when I was 47. So do the math. You should get it. So when I was 47, I started reading, finally, very avidly and very voraciously. And the reason I didn't for so long, I didn't even realize it, is that I could not seem to finish any book if I was reading it with my eyeballs and opening and turning pages. But then this thing came across my knowledge base, I guess, it's called Audible. And many of you know what that is already. This was fairly new. I'm like, what is that? I had a mentor was listening to a book, and I said, you can listen to a book? So I got on Audible, and I said, oh, this is it. This is the ticket. So all of my books I've read, most of them. Now I've read a few actually hard copies, but most of them are on Audible. And you see them scrolling. There's no rhyme, no reason. What this is a collection of books I have now read since the age of 47. It's not every book I've ever read, and I'm falling behind on adding those to the list. But the only books you'll see here are those that had either a profound impact on my professional life, personal life, or both. And they're not here if they didn't. So not every book I've ever read, which is in a short time span of 11 years, is on this list for sure. And there's many more I need to add. I got to reach out to my team and say, add these extras on here. There's no rhyme or reason to how these are on here. They're not alphabetic. They were just put in as we came across them. Then I said, put this one in. And the purpose of that is just find the first one that speaks to you, that you read the quick little description you see there. If it's something you say, man, that looks like a good book, click on the buy here button, or don't do it here. You can do it on Amazon directly. The purpose is not here to make money from you. It is for you to have a library of resources that will, with high degree of probability, help you in either business, personal, or life, or both, I should say. So that is my quote unquote gift to you to begin this show. We have more gifts coming. That's another reason you want to stay on. Even our amazing special guest expert has a gift for you. And speaking of that very wonderful person, let's bring her on. It's time. Here we go.
It's time for the guest expert spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is the one. It is the only Janine Bolon. Oh, yes. Welcome to the show, Janine. How are you doing tonight?
Well, I really enjoyed being able to chat with you a little bit in the green room, because I knew we were going to have a good time tonight after that.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. You are just I want to say bowl of light. I don't even know what that means, but you're a ball of light. You're just amazing. And, we can talk like this and have fun and make mistakes together, and we just laugh. And that's,
hey, Miss Frizzle has nothing on us, man, with the magic school bus.
I love it. Oh, my. Already? Let's see what's happening. Oh, yes. Hello, Lorianne Hood. Welcome to the show. Good timing. And she says, yes, Audible is amazing for stacking tasks for sure. Yes, for sure. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. I love it. I listened to it yesterday when I was in the car. It's a great resource. But this is about Janine Bolon and your genius, your brilliance, and I cannot wait to extract it all from you tonight. It's going to be
Good
amazing.
luck.
I don't think we have enough time, to be honest. This is an hour-long show, and we'll probably need, I don't know, a couple weeks worth, honestly.
That's okay. We'll have fun.
Yeah, definitely. We will have that. All right. Before I introduce you, like respectfully and the way you would want and deserve, real quick, going to do a little housekeeping. So first off, that wonderful stamp-looking logo on the upper right of your screen, that's over Janine's left shoulder. You will see the Big Insider Secrets logo. That is my very dear friend, Jason Nast. Yes, right there. It is his company, thebiginsidersecrets.com. They have sponsored this show. And what is going to happen as a result of that is you who are watching us live, you will get the opportunity to enter to win. Get this, you do not want to leave a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort, choices of places all over the world. All you have to do is stay to the end of the show, and I'll give you the exact, I love it. I'll give you the exact, for those of you listening on podcast only, Janine just held up an image of hands clapping and it said applause. It got me giggling. That was funny. I love it. And so, yes, it is a phenomenal, I kid you not, phenomenal giveaway. And I know for a fact that it's legitimate. And how do I know that? Because my very dear friend, the one sponsoring this show, has himself gone on 3 of these getaways. And each and every time, well, I should say not a single time, was he taken to the basement and put in a chair and water drip tortured with a timeshare pitch. Not one time. And there is no timeshare. There's not, it's, you are a guest as if you paid full. It's amazing. So stay on to the end. And there's another giveaway that a little birdie told me is also providing for you tonight. You want to stick around. I was pointing to Janine Bolon. I keep forgetting we have listeners that don't see what we're doing. And if you are listening on a podcast, once again, highly recommend you join us live on video so that you can comment, engage, interact. I love seeing the questions that come in and the comments as well. And we'll put your name up there and give you a shout out. That's your reward for coming on and engaging with us. And it's just a lot more fun. So go ahead and do that. So a couple more, and we're going to get right back to this amazing woman. I promise. Here we go. All right. If you are struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming, and maybe you want a lot of the processes done for you, like all the tech, for while you're still enabling you to put on a high quality show, that's very important, and connect with great people like Janine Bolon, and grow your business all at the same time, then head on over to carpetbombmarketing.com. Carpet Bomb Marketing, saturate the marketplace with your message. And one of the key components that is included in the Carpet Bomb Marketing system is the very service we use to stream our live shows right here on the Mind Body Business Show. I mean, right here and right now. Yes. And over the course of the past, 10 years now, we have tried many of these quote unquote TV studio solutions for live streaming. And I'll tell you, StreamYard is the best of the best. It combines supreme ease of use along with unmatched functionality. Write this down, ryp.im/streamlive, ryp.im/streamlive. Also, carpetbombmarketing.com. Write that down. I forgot to mention that. Do not go there. Do not go there. Resist the temptation. Write it down and visit after the show is over, because guess who's coming back on the screen right now? It's the none other than Janine Bolon. You do want to pay attention to this young lady right after I introduce her. Yep, I am going to stop talking at some point, I promise. Janine Bolon has always loved figuring out how things work. A scientist from the beginning, she craved to dig into the mysteries of life and understand why things are the way they are. After working in the pharmaceutical industry for 15 years, she dropped out of corporate America to homeschool her 4 children. She has always had a side business going on in her life, and she shares with other business owners and creatives how to manage a well-lived life of children, family, friends, and clients while not suffering from burnout. Oh my, how many of us would like to learn how to do that? Sign me up. Her 12 books. Did you hear that? 12 books, 87 online courses, 4 podcast programs, and syndicated radio show all express her desire to share her systems and routines with others. I am so unbelievably excited to share with you the amazing and brilliant Janine Bolon. Officially, formally, welcome to the show, Janine. I am so excited for this.
Thank you so much, Brian. It's lovely to be here. We've been waiting a while to get on each other's docket, so I'm just thrilled that we made it, dude. We slid into home
Yes.
plate. Here we are.
I was afraid you were going to say we've been waiting a while to get on each other's nerves. I was like, oh, okay.
There is that.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible with you. I don't think you could ever get on my nerves. You're just amazing. What I like to do is start off with something about what is going on in your big, beautiful brain, Janine. What is it that is really catapulted you to success, that made you, an overnight success over the past 10 to 12 to 15 years? And that's truly how it works, isn't it? And the thing is what I found to a person is that our level of success or lack thereof is 100% attributable, I can say it, to what is going on between our ears individually. It's no one else's fault. And so knowing that is the key to one of the main keys to success, Janine, for you, when you get up in the morning and you're getting ready for your day and about all, look, it's not all sunshine and roses when you're an entrepreneur. There are tasks, there are arduous tasks, there are issues that need to be solved. That's what we do as entrepreneurs. But it's not always fun. And there are some arduous tasks coming up. What is going on in your beautiful brain, Janine, that keeps you empowered, that keeps you propelled forward day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, without ever giving up? What is it for you that just keeps you driven?
I know what I want.
And
I do that on purpose because it's that simple. I know what I want. And I have found many entrepreneurs that are in confusion and that they don't know what they want. I mean, yeah, they've written out their goals, they have targets, they've set dates, they have timers, but they really haven't taken any time to decide what kind of lifestyle do they really want. They may figure out a piece of it. Now, they're very good at that. Almost everybody I've ever met is very good at being able to figure out that piece. Like, the reason I want to be an entrepreneur is, and then they'll label a section of their life that they want to have. But because they didn't really focus on the other 90%, they don't understand why they're in overwhelm all of a sudden, because they didn't have the full picture of what kind of lifestyle they were actually after. And for me, in 2015, when I decided to do this gig again, of being full-time entrepreneur, when I chose to do that, I was very careful. I went on a retreat. It was me, myself, and I. I went on this retreat, and I went to a hotel in a city that I didn't know anyone. And then I decided to spend 2.5 to 3 days figuring out it was a joke to myself. And I didn't realize it would catch on with my clientele, but it was like, I created my perfect life. And people are like, there is no such thing as a perfect life. I go, there is in my head. You talk to any creative, I guarantee you, we all say the same thing. The book that's in my head is better than anything I can ever publish. The piece of art that I want to paint is better in my head than anywhere I can go. Every graphic artist I've talked to, it's like, I just wish I could take what's in my head. It's so beautiful. It's so lovely. And I just want to put it out on the written page. We all have that. It's perfect in between our heads. So that's what bounces me out of bed every morning. I have crystal clear clarity on what I want, and I go after it like a war campaign.
I love it. And you have courses, obviously 87 of them, and you help entrepreneurs. Is coming up with what your I call it your why, but what you want, is that part of any of your courses? I can only guess yes. Yeah.
It's just a small piece about it, because until people do that, and look, I know I'm not for everybody. And so there are so many amazing coaches out there and people who are dealing in leadership and help people with their why, and they're working with people. It's like, I work with the entrepreneurs that are getting ready to move up to the next place, about the point where they're so overwhelmed and they're ready to hire their first virtual assistant. That's where I come in. But otherwise, there are other people that are helping them with what I call rice and beans, right? back to the noodles. If you're Asian, it's, it's all back to the noodles. If you're Hispanic, it's the rice and beans. And for me, it's about the grits. Okay. I'm from Southern Missouri. So, we all have, it's time to go back to the basics. And when you're at that level and you're trying to determine, okay, what is it you really want out of life? I really feel sorry mostly for the men in my lives, because they all had the same sort of situation, which was you're to protect and provide, protect and provide. What you want doesn't matter. You're to protect and provide, protect and provide. And you were taught that from
Yes.
knee-high level, right?
Yes.
And so when I would ask my male clients, okay, so what do you want? They were like, the dull, oh my God, there's no emotion there. It's like they totally go into their head and it thrashes. The machine is just thrashing. There's nothing happening. I feel for them because they've never been asked that before.
It's true. Everything you're saying is so spot on. And it's like, yeah, I mean, we're never asked that, and we're not given, it's not that it's anyone else's fault. It's just our upbringing, and we didn't know any different. That's it.
Right. Correct. Yep. And so I love this younger generation that's popping up, because they're like, I am going to live my abundant life, and I am going to have fun. And and then people are saying, well, aren't they selfish? And I'm like, it's about time. It's about time people be selfish in this way, which is, I want to live the best life I can. Go make it happen. Let me know how I can help.
And for the folks that think it's selfish, that might make those comments, it's actually the opposite, because you have to take care of yourself first. If you're happy, then whatever relationship you're in is most likely going to be a good one, because you're going to choose someone that helps fulfill what you want.
Yeah.
As men, we didn't know that going in. I'm happy, but I'm just saying it could help. It could help strengthen relationships, not the opposite. I think it would be a very good thing. And so, yeah, we were talking about, we both have 26-year-old sons at the moment, and they're right there, I think, at the cusp. Yours is delivering you wine in the back in the green room. And I love that.
Oh yeah, that's what's happening. All right.
Yeah, he brought her a bottle of water. I think it was. It had a right on it, and I said, "Hey, I was just having fun. Is that wine?" She's like, "No."
Yeah, it's my bottle of water here. Thank you.
Like, too bad. It's okay. It's allowed. You can do that. That's fine.
Well, I'm gonna follow up with something you said in your intro about how you were talking about mind and body and business. When you're talking about to a person and you start talking about, all of them take care of their body, I've just started laughing, because every morning my timer goes off at 6:05 a.m. and I am downstairs in the basement doing my weight training. I'm not a big runner. I despise cardio. Oh my gosh, it is not what I do. I'm like, the last thing this body is going to do is run. Not happening. And so, but I do love weight training. Okay. And so I do that. And then, of course, I live in Colorado, so I hike quite a bit. So I'm walking a lot. So those are the things that I do. But it's so funny when you were like, to a person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just wanted to say I, as an AYE. I.
Another box was checked. Janine.
You betcha.
Yep.
You betcha.
Yeah. And I want to really point out that, look, everyone, this is a woman who says she loves weight training. And I think there are far too few women that actually engage in weight training, because it does so much I'm a former certified personal trainer. And what I found was, look, what women are afraid of is they're going to grow manly muscles and look like Arnold or something. Look, it takes guys half a lifetime to get anywhere close to looking like Arnold. So, and we're built differently. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. When you do weight training, it does so much more for your body. It literally strengthens your structure, not just your muscles, but your bones, because they're part of it. They're supporting your ligaments, everything. Your energy increases. I'm getting all goosebumps, because this is like bringing back old times. It is like the best drug on the planet with no side effects is working out. And we call it resistance training. So weights, bands, body weight, push-ups, pull-ups, that kind of stuff. Definitely. So listen to Janine. She's got the secrets to success. I hope you're taking notes, everybody. I'm not
My
kidding.
favorite part is that I'm losing weight while I sit because of weight training, because it has to,
Yes.
as you build up the muscle and everything. But the main reason is ever since college, I've just not been a runner. Everybody was like, "Oh, you need to run, you need this, you need that," and it just wasn't good for my joints. My body didn't respond well. So I was one of those weirdos, right? That I was there doing the weight training, and of course, you didn't see a lot of women in 1992 in
No.
the weight training game. And for all of you who are out there saying, "Oh, I would say thank you because I know you were alone in the weight room with the guys." And I was running around to the guys going, "How do I do this and not hurt myself?" And what was lovely is, to a man, they all were more than willing to help me so that I would not injure myself. And I have to say, thank you very much.
Yeah, that was kind of like, it's like an unwritten rule of gym etiquette. No matter who it is, what level they're at, what body type they are. That's the beautiful thing. You never get made fun of there because many that are in the gym that look great were there at some point.
They all
And the other
started at
part,
zero.
yeah. And the other part, for those that may never have had an issue with weight or anything like that, it's like I look and say, good on you. I mean, congratulations. You're doing something about it, where a lot of others are just back on their couch, slapping in the bonbons and chips and watching TV all day. And it's okay to take breaks and do that. I'm not going to say you should never do it, but definitely get working out, exercise. And then the other thing I like to say is you don't have to do it to the extreme, either men or women. So men, you do not have to look like Arnold, even though we all would like to at some point. I would, back in his heyday, not now. Oh my God. No, he's great. And and women, you don't have to look like a supermodel with your body. It's all about fitness. It's all about feeling good. If you take your direction, your focus to feeling good and doing more for your body to help you in your business and your life, then you will see the visual changes start to happen. It's about changing your focus. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox because I want this to be about Janine. And I started down this rabbit hole of fitness, but thank you for bringing that up because it's very important.
Brian, we're
Very
just
important.
playing to your strong suit, and I don't mind doing that at all because it's, to me, it's one of those things that it's talked about a lot. But when you actually start talking to entrepreneurs about what is your physical regime, what is it that you do, we all have such wildly different ways that we handle it. You'll get an idea of what it is that you can do. And so with me, I'm known as the queen of modification because I have injured myself in so many different ways due to horseback riding and jumping out of airplanes and doing a lot of wild and woolly stuff that I wanted the adventure of. Because of that, I have had to learn how to do things differently, or just because of the way my body is built. I can't do a normal push up. I've tried. I've even had trainers look at me and go, "Yeah, that's not going to work for you. That isn't good for your body." Right? They can tell that something is wrong mechanically. Wrong being a weird word, but anyway, we're all built differently. And so that
True.
was one of the beautiful things, is that as I would sit and chat with different people, whether they were a black belt in martial arts of some kind, or we were doing weight training, or we were talking, what I started to notice is we all do it our own way. Typical entrepreneurs, man. It's like, "Oh, this isn't working," or, "Oh, this really sucks. So then let me try it this way. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm getting progress with this." And you just keep playing with it. And that's the whole key. It is determining, when you start working on your physical fitness in this way and you set as your goal progress, it's a whole different game plan. And that's what we do with our businesses, is we're just looking for progress. We're not looking for perfection.
And it's a perfect example of flexibility when it comes to the mindset,
Mhm.
which is a
Mhm.
key, as I was stating in the beginning. And so you just so eloquently stated it, seriously. And you just proved it, that, being flexible is the key to success. For Janine, in that particular case, it's her key to succeeding in continuing to exercise and feel good. She
Mhm.
found a
Mhm.
way, and is probably constantly modifying it to find even better ways or different ways. Look, as I get older, I jumped on a treadmill a couple days ago here in the house, and my right knee, I don't know, it's rolling the dice whether it's going to just want to kill me or it's going to let me do it. And that time it was wanting to kill me, and I was in pain, but I'm a guy, so I went and muscled through it and made it through it, and probably completely, just destroyed it. I don't know, but it feels okay right now. But yeah, you want to definitely modify and be flexible mentally, and then in this case, also physically to try different things to get to that. All of these are equally important. People might be saying, you're not talking about business right now. Yeah, that's right. Mindset and body, mind and body. Those are two very, very important aspects. It's like a tripod. If you take a tripod and you kick one of the legs away, what's going to happen to it? It comes tumbling down. Mind, body, business, same thing. So anyway, my goodness, there's so many. I like the number 3. I like the number 3 because it's a digestible number. We can get to it. If you were to come up with just 3 things that helped you become a successful entrepreneur, and you think that they are the 3 now primary in where you are now in your stage in your career, and most particularly for your clients, if you can think of 3 skill sets that are vital to their success, if you could think of 3 of them, what would those be and maybe why?
The very first one is, if you are not making money, you are not in business.
Ooh.
I know that sounds very duh. Okay, I am aware, but it's amazing how many people go, whoa. I think there is in certain, especially with women, it's very difficult on the money gig. I don't want to be a salesy person. I don't want to constantly be selling, blah, blah, blah. And I'm here to tell you, if you're not selling, you're not in business. However, the way you go about it, there are so many ways that we can wrap that up. And I have whole workshops that I teach on. This is how you sell and still keep a friend. Okay, this is how you sell and make sure that you're selling to the right people. This is what you need to be doing for yourself. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, when you decide to go into business for yourself or do anything that requires some sort of timeline that's longer than 6 months, you want to be stubborn. And so I like to say I'm one very tenacious individual, and that is, I don't give up on myself and I don't give up on my vision. If I've had a vision about something, I go after it. No holds barred, full court press. I go after it. Now, does that mean that I am burning hot the entire time? No, because I'm not loaded with heavy fuel. For those of you who are in the racing industry, I know I have to be able to calm down every once in a while. So I have a mindset of, my tripod is that I either acknowledge the fact that I have to accept the situation as it is. I have to pay taxes. There are certain things I have to do that are not my fun place. I hire out as many as I possibly can afford. The second thing is, I better be enjoying what I am doing. So there is an acceptance, then enjoyment, and then enthusiasm. So my vision almost always puts me at a level of enthusiasm. Okay. And then what I do day to day is enjoyable. And then there are the times where I just have to accept the fact that this must be done. And that's where that tenacious, stubborn mentality will save you. So I highly recommend that you have a very strong sense of vision. Now, the last one, and this can get you into trouble with some of your friends, but it's appropriate, and that is, you be an absolute time management nut. I remember that when I started asking my friends back in 2015 to sign on to Calendly in order to schedule time with me, I actually lost 5 friends over the course of 6 months.
Wow.
And that was because they thought I was being arrogant. They thought that I was being brouhaha. And what they didn't understand is, when I showed people screenshots of my calendar, they were like, oh my God, when do you sleep? And I'm like, I get 6 hours, 7 hours of sleep a night. I take care of this body. But at the same time, you're going to have to fit into my schedule. You're going to have to fit into that schedule, because that's the way I want to bring you into my life. And I want you into my life, but I can't bring you there, and I can't meet with you on your timeline, because my timeline has a long range 15-year goal associated with it. I don't know if you have that. If you do, then we'll work it together. So people like Brian and I, we both were looking at each other's calendars going, holy crap, we're not going to be able to get together for 2 months, between your travel and my business schedule, right? But entrepreneurs understand that about each other. Realize we are a very weird breed. Okay. We are so crazy that we demand freedom over security. Do you realize how bizarre that is in today's world? We demand freedom, and we want freedom for our own schedule. So because you fought so hard to get that freedom, and you have that vision for yourself as an entrepreneur, make sure you are a time management zealot for yourself. And if on your calendar it says it's time for you to do XYZ, you do it. Now, I'm a single mother and I have 4 children. Now, my time doesn't always end up being my own. And that's where that flexibility comes in. And that's why I do all the time blocking and moving my blocks of time around and everything, because there are those moments where life just happens. And one of the things that I've told people is there are 2 things that will keep me from being at an appointment. The first one is something happens with a kid and they need me. I will drop everything from my family. That's why I became an entrepreneur, because where I was in corporate America in 1996, that was not a big thing. And as a woman, if you put your family first, you were frowned upon, like promotions. I watch people not get promotions because they put their family first. So that environment. Okay. The second thing is I also happen to be a reverend. I'm a shaman. I work with the Native American community. I have 16 different tribes that I'm affiliated with as far as assisting them with my skill set. And so I will drop everything if one of the tribes needs me, because that is a spiritual obligation. What is amazing is if you're working with people like Brian or any one of his guests, they honor that. They're like, okay, good job. I understand that. Because I always tell them in advance, as soon as I know we're going to have a problem on the calendar, I immediately fire off an email. Dude, so sorry. Got to run up the mountain. Got to do a ceremony. I apologize, blah, blah, blah. And the response I almost always get from a professional is, when do you want to reschedule?
Yes. Yes.
Because
Yes.
we understand we chose freedom over security.
And that is the one thing that is going to deserve this. I mean, smart bombs, knowledge bombs, moms of wisdom. I mean, we demand freedom over security. I have never heard that. That's crazy. I love that. That is so true. That's like the number one reason. That's it.
Every entrepreneur I've ever met, to a person, I've never met an entrepreneur that didn't have that, which is why we're considered risk takers by so many people, or that we're gamblers.
Yeah, because the security is
no,
not there.
we're not. No, we're not. It's just that we demand to have freedom and the freedom to choose our own life, even if we fail, epic failures. You and I have both had, we were talking about our failures when we were in the green room. We both have failed at what we're doing, but did we fail in life? No. We both talked about how we learned so much from those failures that's why we're successful now, because we were really good at failing and picking ourselves back up and going, wow, that didn't work.
Yeah, and that was an issue I had in the very beginning. Was I wanted to be perfect and never do anything wrong, and as a result, I never got anywhere. I had to fail more and more, and all of that really came down to one thing, and that was to do as much as I can about distancing myself from my own ego. And once I was able to do that, then I was able to be okay with quote unquote failing, because failure is just, we say there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. You look at it as feedback and learn from it and change your approach to what you just quote unquote failed at. That's how you get better. And the more you fail, just think about how much faster you get better. But you pointed out 3 things, the keys to skill sets for an entrepreneur. And I loved how you said, if you're not making money, you're not in business. There's a guy named Michael Gerber that wrote the E-Myth Revisited. He said something very similar, not quite right at money, but it was similar. He said, if you don't have systems in your business, then you have no business. And that one at that time, I didn't have them, and it went right between my eyes, like, oh, okay, I guess I better get with it and get some systems. Now I got systems coming out of my ears. Thank you to him. And be stubborn, don't give up. Oh, thank you.
You have to be tenacious, be stubborn, be that alligator that grabs a hold of that prey and just keeps rolling in the water until you get what you want. It's just one of those things that's in my nature. It's like when I have such crystal clear clarity on what I want, that people say, oh man, you're just so laser focused. What they don't realize is, no, I'm not technically laser focused. I have moments where I'm laser focused, but for the most part, I'm very wide open in my view. It's only I get laser focused when I'm in a specific project and I know this is the next piece to get me to that goal that's 15 years down the road.
Yeah, and that's the key. How many times have your own closest family members without really meaning to, but they're stealing your dream by saying, "Oh, what are you doing? You're wasting your time with that. Come on, grab a six pack. Let's get back on the couch and watch some football. You know, stop wasting your time on that stuff." And they just want to be with you. They also want to kind of pull you back down to their level, because if you succeed, then they're fearing you're going to be, leaving them. It's all these weird things that go on. But that's the thing. Never, ever, ever, ever give up on your dream. And I'm so glad you pointed that out. And then be an absolute time management nut. Yeah. The calendar. I love Google Calendar. Oh my gosh. I love it. I've got everything in there, personal, business, and all of my business calendars tied to it, so that if it's in my calendar, it's not available. I'm sorry. And that's
I've
just how it
had
works.
I've had funny things happen where my children have emailed me a Google invite to get on the phone call with me, and it was
I love it.
and it was a joke. It started as a joke, and then it became habits, like, because they knew that I had time blocks for different things. So there's something I didn't talk about time management I think is really important. As entrepreneurs, we're creatives and managers, and something that I allowed to cause me heartache for too long, I want to share with you guys so that you don't spend 7 years trying to figure this crap out. Okay. The first one was, you need huge blocks of time to do the creation part of your business, and you need time to be the manager. And I didn't have that in my head, right? I just learned it on my own. Maybe your other people are smarter, they learn it faster than I am. It wouldn't surprise me. But it was one of those things that I learned. I had to sleep differently than other people because of the need, because I'm an author. Like, people talk about, oh my God, how'd you write 12 books and 80 some odd online course and blah blah blah? How did you do all that? Well, that's because I go to bed at 9, and then I get up at 3:30 a.m. and I create until my alarm goes off at 6:05, and at 6:05 a.m. I'm downstairs doing my weight training. Okay, and that's how my day starts. My day starts as a business owner slash manager uh, at 6:05, and I do not allow my calendar to have a meeting before 9 a.m. because that's when I have that. So I'm very, very strict, and some people call me a machine. And what they don't understand is that machine, those systems, is what gives me all the flexibility, because I don't have decision fatigue, because I know
Mm.
exactly what I am doing moment by moment. And that is the killer for most new entrepreneurs, is decision fatigue. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's coming. That was too good. That was too good. Yeah.
Yay! I just love that. That was so cool, man.
Oh my gosh. You just dispelled one of the biggest myths out there, which was, you know, for people who have worked corporate like you and like me,
Mhm.
one of the last things on earth I wanted to do was put structure into my entrepreneurial business, because that's what I came from. The difference is, who was dictating that structure?
Right.
Was it them, or
Exactly.
now it's you? And you made a great point. You said that having that structure, you didn't use those words, but that is what gives you the flexibility and the
Mhm.
time freedom, not the opposite. Oh, that was
'Cause
like,
you're the one that's dictating it, and so when your
yeah,
beloved wants you to come sit down on the couch, drink a beer, and blah, 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 you're like, "No problem. I'll be there Friday at 5:30."
yep.
Boom. Right? And we have what in my family we have pizza Fridays, okay? And my kids know that at 3:30 on Friday, I shut the lights off, I turn off the computer, and I am theirs. And that's the other thing as an entrepreneur. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I always have business going on in my head." I don't have that, because it's on my calendar. I don't need to think about my business until I have that spot in my calendar where I need to think about my business. Otherwise, I'm 100% with my kids or with my friends or whatever it is I'm doing in that moment. Yeah.
And you have done something else that's very vital to being able to do everything you're doing with the structure you put in place, and that is you have a team that helps you.
Oh, that was required, but I was terrified to hire my first VA, and
Yes.
so that's why I pick entrepreneurs at that stage, and if they want me to coach them, I will, because I was so terrified that when I contacted the first person that I was gonna hire, and I said to her, "Okay, here's a book," and you wanna talk about books that were life changers for me? It was Michael Hyatt's World Class Assistant. Okay. And you can go to worldclassassistant.com and you'll see Michael Hyatt's book. And at the time, he was doing this big promo where he had a mastermind and workshop. So I paid $40 for this little tiny book of his, worth every penny, because I then bought it for the lady I was thinking of hiring. And she and I read it together and we built out the systems. And pretty soon, here we are, 4 years later, and I have quadrupled the amount of time that I've used with her, and I've hired every member of her team to help me with my business. But in the first 30 days that I had an assistant, my business tripled. So what can I say?
Isn't it just a mind explosion of just wonderfulness the moment you get the help? Because now you think differently. I remember when it happened for me, and I was like, wait a minute, I can say yes to that. I don't have to do it all myself anymore. I have bandwidth now that I didn't have before. I'd have someone say, hey, can you convert everything I have in this one tool, my website's on this, and port it over to the new tool that you recommend and you use? And before that, I'd say, heck no, I don't have that time for that. But now I was thinking, wait a minute, not only can I do it, I don't have to, and I'm not going to, but my team will. And I went to my team and I said, how long do you think that'll take? Give me an estimate of hours. They gave it to me. I said, all right, I'll give her an estimate of cost. It will be more than I'm paying them by a long slot, because I don't pay that much for VAs, and we can have that chat later with everybody. And so not only did I get the help I needed, I made money in the process. I'm like, wow, I love this world of getting help. So to everyone out there, please, if you get nothing else from this entire show, which I'm sure you got a ton because of this young lady, and that is get help. Reach out to Janine, reach out to myself. We will give you resources that you can go and get that help you need. And we can also help you if Janine's willing to. I keep saying I don't want to speak on your behalf, but you seem like a person who loves helping. And if you get on her calendar in the next, 6 months, is the first slot, you might be able to have that talk. So just be sure to do that. Oh my goodness. Yes, you are freaking awesome.
Well, there is one more tidbit that I can definitely help people out with. And that is for those of you who belong to a lot of networking groups, like you're a part of a lot of masterminds and stuff like that, where you're bouncing back and forth with a lot of people. What I ended up doing was something that saved me 5 hours a week. And that was the first week. The second week, it saved me 11 hours. Okay. And I keep getting a lot out of this. So what I did with my calendar was I had so many one-to-ones where we were trying to do joint venture partners and all that kind of stuff that I was like, I don't have time on my calendar between that and the production schedule with the 4 podcasts and then my clients' podcast, because we're like you, where we are hired as a concierge service for businesses, right, that want to have radio shows and all that. That's one of the things I liked about Brian. People are like, what do you mean you're going on his show? Aren't you guys competitors? And I went, no. we both do the same thing, but we do it differently enough. We're not even the same demographic, So anyway, I just had to share that because I thought it was funny. Anyway, so what you do is you put 1 hour a week that is what you call an open virtual chat.
Oh, I like that.
Mine is open. Mine I call Open Friday Coffee. Okay. And it's for an hour. And from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I have a Zoom room, and I use Zoom's feature so that they have to register through Zoom. So they give me their first and last name and their email address. And I will be there. And this is a holdover from my college days when I was a math and science professor. And so I would have open office hours, as you do. And so this to me is like open office hours. And I pick Friday because everybody's kind of downshifting into the weekend anyway. And what is amazing to me is I'll have anywhere from 4 to 15 people sometimes on that call. And sometimes they come from matchmaker.fm, which is the podcaster and guest connecting place, and they just want to know if I can handle myself well on camera or as a podcaster, because we've all had those guests. And so they'll talk to me for a little bit and go, you're right, they'll talk to me for a little bit. But that one thing, that one idea, which was mine, but it comes from Michael Whitehouse, who wrote the book The Guy Who Knows a Guy. He's a professional networker. Businesses actually hire him to connect them with people. Okay. He's the one that came up with the idea. And then he gives me credit for taking the ball and running it so far downfield. And he was like, God, Janine, I didn't even think you'd get that much leverage out of it. but I was making anywhere from $300 to $1,200 per Open Friday coffee. Not because I was selling, but because my students would want to take the next lesson. They had lost a link, all that kind of stuff. But because it was an open coffee, they felt comfortable to come on, ask me the question for the course. I send it to them. They paid the $4.97, and we would move on. So just an idea.
That's phenomenal. Are you still doing that to this day?
To this day, you can get on. And so if you go to the8gates.com, you'll see on the menu, Open Friday Coffee, click, it's there.
Well, I might just have that available.
Oh,
That is phenomenal.
of course you have it available. Thank you so much, Brian. You're a sweetheart.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
this will give you a free online course called the 10 Steps to Abundance. And there you go. That's the menu and
There
Open
it
Friday
is.
Coffee. You can click on that and you will be taken. I just let you know, take it easy, show up when you can, leave when you have to. If you show up to the room and nobody's there, it's because everybody asked their questions and we left. So it's better to be early than late.
Oh, this is genius. Janine, you are such a breath of fresh air. Oh my God, I've learned so much. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to have some coffee Friday. I'm not sure
And
quite where.
I also introduce you to the rest of my community because everybody that comes on, I know. And sometimes people will show up. I have a person I need, blah, blah, blah. And they happen to be in the room with us. And I've seen people like go, hey, Janine, can you put us in a breakout room? We need to go talk and we don't want to interrupt what you're doing here. So I'll create breakout rooms and send people off so that they can go chat and stuff. It works out very well. I love stuff where everybody wins. I win, they win, their
Yes.
communities win. I love stuff like that. That's why I'm in business, because I can have that freedom and flexibility to be able to bring people together like that, and then everybody gets what they need. It's wonderful.
And I would argue that is why you are also very successful. That is like,
Probably, yeah.
to everyone watching and listening, please know that is one of the most valuable recipes to success. What she just said, make it so that everybody wins. At all times as much as possible. And this is a great opening for the 8 gates. Get it? Opening gates. I threw that in there.
Well done.
Man, I just got a million of them, I tell you. But
just keep them rolling, babe. Just keep them rolling.
What I would love for you to do, Janine, and for everyone listening, oh my gosh, they just keep commenting. I love this. Is definitely go over what it is you do. Like, who is your ideal client? I guess would be a starting point. Is it single moms? Is it entrepreneurs, small business owners? Is it corporations? I think you've touched on it already, but we'll clarify that and see who that is. And then what is it that you do for them specifically? If you can get to specifics in a short amount of time, I know that's a stretch. And then if that would be for me, is what I'm saying. And also, if you have a success story or two you would like to share with us, I'd love to hear that as well.
Okay, so we'll go in order. The first one is, what is your ideal client? And the thing is the ideal client for me is anybody who wants to move to the next level in their business. But this is what I'm going to make a caveat. I am very clear on what my lane is. And if you have a situation or a process that is outside of my lane, I will refer you to somebody else who is better. And so that's where I always have no difficulty at all referring you to other people in my network, such as Brian or others, especially if they want certain services that I don't offer. Currently, I am an author who has written in 4 different genres. So I have 4 different demographics of people, but it all comes down to the same thing. They want to change their life for the better, and they're doing that through an online business. And so I specifically target authors, and I prefer authors who have been published for 6 months at least, because the initial launch is over, their sales has dropped, they don't know where to go next, and that is where I can best serve them. Okay, does that help? And so I have a thing talk that I work on, which is my virtual book tour.com. But what is interesting is it also works for business owners. It's the same freaking process. Instead of it being your book that you're taking on virtual tour, it's your business. But as you know, in marketing, you have to niche down very tight. Otherwise, you are not heard in the noise. And so I chose to go with author podcasting instead of promotional podcasting. And it's a way to take your business or your book on tour. Last thing is, what do I do that brings in the money so I can put my 4 kids through school in college? They're all in college right now. And that is, yeah, and that is like Brian, I am a podcaster as well as a radio show production company. And we help people that have money. We help people in businesses that have money but not time. And we are a concierge service. White Glove Broadcasting is the name of the company. And we take you from the logo design all the way through post-production to social media, and we help you do that. And so our packages start at 15,000. So that's our B2B section.
I love
I think that answered everything, did it?
Success story.
Oh, that's right. I missed one. Yep. Thank you. Success story. We had a gentleman that came to White Glove Broadcasting, and he told me that I was too expensive. He didn't want to pay for the team. And so he has still not started his podcast. And that was over 13 months ago. And I asked him how much money he spent, and he goes, "Never mind. Next time I'll hire you."
Yeah.
So it's not a success story. It's more of a tale of caution.
And I love, I mean, that is such, I get it inherently what you're saying there. And, you know, I think 15K is actually on the low side, depending on how long that it lasts for.
A year.
Okay. And I do the same thing for a year, and my price point's 25K and 30K in some instances, because there is so much.
Lots of moving pieces, lots of moving parts.
And you just said everything, logo creation and all of that. We do the same for that. We do live video shows ourselves, and the resources that are necessary, both from the services that we are acquiring on your behalf and the team we have working on your behalf. It's like you've just hired a company to do this for a year.
You have. Yeah. You have hired a company, whether you hire Brian or I. Yeah.
Yeah, 15K is a drop in a bucket. It's also called a no-brainer. What about, you know, so think about this, and I love to make the comparisons. I love how you are big into the authoring and the books, and that's your target market, because, you know, when it comes to those two things, a book or a podcast or a live video show, the difference, a couple differences. A book, you write it once, you become a bestseller. You just said it. You know, you sell it for whatever the lowest amount you can sell on Amazon, 20 cents, $1, $2, to all your friends and family, become a bestseller because you did the minimum, which was, I don't know how many, 20, 50 copies, whatever it is. And you're forever an Amazon bestseller, even though you only sold to people you know, and you got $5 out of it. And then after that, what happens is the crickets come out, and that's all you hear. And the thing is, you put your life, your soul into this book. Everyone I've ever known to write a book has done that, unless they're ghostwriting. And then you're sitting there going, why the heck did I just do all that? Well, it's a good thing still to do, because you now have the greatest calling card in the world. It's better than any business card ever designed. But the thing is, with the book, you wrote it once, and there's no way to change it. Not that I've ever found, not in real time, not after the fact, unless you do edition 2 or something like that. With a show, it's different every single time. And when you transcribe a 1-hour show, you have the equivalent of half to 2/3 of an entire book. I mean, let that sink in. And so I have amazing, unbelievable people on my show, like Janine Bolon, who, I'm telling you, this has been one of the, I say this to many people, but it keeps getting better all the time. I have strategies to keep getting better and better people onto my show, and holy smokes, is it working because of Janine. And I've learned so many things. And the great thing is, it's valuable. You're giving value to people. And guess how much they had to pay to get that live video to watch it, or the recorded version? Big fat zero. With a book, they have to pay a little bit of money, but it changes. It gets better. It gets better. It changes. There's variety. There's value. And how much does it cost to promote the show versus a book? You know, if you go to a publisher, well, in excess of 15K. That's where I was going with all that. Well, in excess. If you got a bona fide true company, and guess what? They won't promote it unless they know it's going to be a seller. So you've got that to get over, another hurdle. With a live show or a podcast, you don't have any of that. And my God, 15K is nothing compared to the kind of look at Janine. Do you think you're going to get value for that? Oh my God, yes. She's going to over deliver. She's going to way over deliver. So 15K, drop in the bucket. Consider what it would cost you not to do it. How's that? Ooh, there's a good one.
There's a good one. That's
yeah.
the one you do.
Absolutely. So so definitely I love that was a great story. I didn't expect that one. That was a lesson. That was more of a lesson. Yeah.
It was. And it's one of those things that I like to tell people, look, you can do it your way. And I encourage you to do it your way. But if you want to do it a way that I've done it, it saves you 7 years and $35,000.
Yeah. I mean, do it your way, experience the pain and understanding what it does take to do this. And then hire somebody that's done it and does it efficiently, has done it over and over. And that will give you'll come out the highest quality version of you because you're not worried about all that minutia and all the noise leading up to the show. During the show is the sweet spot. That's the fun part. I love this part. And then after the show, there's post-production, there's repurposing, there's video editing, there's all kinds of great stuff going on. But you're not thinking about all that if you have someone like Janine doing it for you. And it lets you be present. It lets you shine. And when you get to shine, you can better make your guest shine, because that's what this show's all about. It's making Janine shine. Yes, I called her a shiny bowl instead of a ball in the beginning, but I think everybody gets that. She's shining.
I think we'll be okay.
Yes, Lori Ann Hood, you can watch this 50 more times. I hope you do. Please. Yes, makes sense. And she says, we are on fire.
Thank you, Lori.
And I want to call out Damasha's name. She some time ago said, good one. Damasha Katrina, thank you so much for coming on. I hope I said your name correctly. I don't always pronounce things the best way, but I'd give it a go anyway. All right, Mighty. What do we got? Oh, wow. We're past our time. So it's time to wrap it up. I don't want to. So our first hour is now complete. We're going into hour number 2. I'm kidding. I would love to. Easily we could. My gosh.
We could.
Janine, this has not happened. I cannot remember the last time this happened where I lost track of time and we went over. But we are going to end it not right away. I hope you're okay, Janine, with a few more minutes. Cool. And I did promise that giveaway. I did not forget. For those of you that stayed on live, we're getting there. We're really close. What I like to do, and Janine has a gift too. So, you don't want to miss that. What I like to do is I like to end the show with one special question that Janine is aware of, the fact that there's a special question, but she doesn't know what it is.
No, he didn't let me see it. He had it all blacked out on
Yes, nice little redacted
question.
Yes, to open that loop. Oh, I love open loops. And so it's a very profound question. I started asking it on occasion in random times during the beginning of this show, which is over 3 years ago when I started. And I just started realizing, holy smokes, that was a different and profound answer. And that's another profound. Wow, that was another. Holy smokes. So I said, well, I'm going to end the show with that every single time. And I cannot wait for that. Before we jump into that, okay, what I promised you is a way for you to enter to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in many areas of the world. You get to choose from. All compliments of thebiginsidersecrets.com. I'm pointing at their logo in the upper right of your screen, and she's saying applaud. Yes, yes. So to do that, get out your pen. I hope you've been writing notes all this time. You don't have to get it out. You already got it in your hand, and you hope you have writer's cramp, because look, I tell everybody to write notes. This is page 2 of mine. I've started page 2. I'm not kidding. So I'm running the show and I'm writing notes. I get so much value out of this. Oh, this is awesome. It's because of her. And so here it is. Be ready to write this down. Don't sweat it. You don't have to enter this second. You'll get time when the show is over. Write it down. Go enter after we sign off. So it'll be here just a few minutes. All right, I promise. Here it is. I'm putting it up on the screen for those of you watching live. Go to enter at ryp.im/vacation. Guest experts are allowed to enter to ryp.im/vacation. It's interesting that happened, Janine. One of my guest experts did it. I never said they couldn't. I didn't say they could either. and that guest expert won the random draw. It was awesome. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go with that. That was fun. And that is it. ryp.im/vacation. Enter after the show's over. And then one more gift before I ask that big question. You don't want to miss this question. I tell you not. You do not want to miss that question. So the gift is going to be from this lovely lady. I'm going to bring it up on the screen and basically let her yak about it to you so you can understand what it is. And I'll pull it up on the website as well so you get a visual of it. So go ahead, Janine. Take it away as I pull everything up for you.
So this is my media kit course, and at first I thought it was something that I would only be of interest to authors. And I learned that as people started doing more and more podcasting in 2020, go figure, as they started going on to more shows and promoting their businesses, they had no idea how to do that very well for these teams of podcasters like myself and Brian, who have whole groups of people that are working with us. So the effort that you're putting into this media kit will pay for itself in spades because it helps you be that standout guest, and it helps you take your business or your book on a virtual tour. So like I said, I really niche down for authors, but it's the same process, it's the same system for business owners as well. And so what you do is you go on, you get registered, and then there's an opportunity, if you want to be on my podcast show. Realize we're on 47 platforms, 64 radio stations, but also realize I'm a pay to play. I am not a free show. So just wanted to let you know. But the media kit is free. And I have had people say to me, oh my gosh, Janine, I can't believe how everybody thinks I'm pro just because I get to say to them, hey, would you like my media kit?
Fantastic. And that URL to go to get your free. How long is this good for, Janine? I mean, are you going to leave this up for anyone who listens?
Anyone who listens. This is something that I offer when I speak. So it's free to your community, most definitely.
Thank you so much. I'm going to pick it up. I mean, I'll let you enter my vacation giveaway, so I'm going to pick up a copy.
Get yourself a media kit course.
That's right.
It'll only take you about an hour, or someone on your team, it'll only take them about an hour to fill it out. Yeah, to get through it.
And I'll just do this live. I have a resource. I would love to connect you with another person who is doing something somewhat similar, and you could combine your knowledge and maybe and
Cool.
go even farther with this concept. A person came in mind as you were doing this. That person is in the theirs is towards podcasts, yours toward books. Like you said, they can be used interchangeably or for your business as well. So that URL, I promised, and I never said it, is ryp.im/media kit course, all together, no spaces. RYP, that stands for Reach Your Peak. That's my company name, just to give it some clarity. .im, I have no idea what that stands for, /media kit course. Go there, write this down, go there after I ask this question, because this is going to be the most amazing answer I think we've ever had on this show.
No pressure.
I can almost exactly. I love it.
No pressure. It's like saying,
that,
hey, this is a comedian, man, and they're really, really funny. No pressure.
They're the funniest comedian I have ever heard. Ever. Oh, this is going to be awesome. So, okay. All right. A couple quick check on, I see more comments. Oh, man. Always fire. I enjoyed this. Thank you, Lorianne Hood. And he's honest about this, I promise. I don't remember what I was talking about. Thank you, Lorianne. And Damasha, I hope I again say that. And Katrina. And yes, thank you so much for coming on and making comments. I love you guys. You're awesome. So the thing about this question, Janine, wringing the hands here, is there is no such thing as a wrong answer. Ooh, it does not exist. In fact, the exact opposite is the truth, is that the only correct answer is yours. Why is that? Because it is unique to you. And I know this from asking hundreds of people this question now. And so, yeah, it's not personal. It doesn't get in your knickers, but it is personal because it's going to be unique to you. And that's the only reason it's personal. So with all that buildup, are
drum
you
roll,
ready?
Please. You really need that drum roll sequence. I'm going to gift you. I'm going to gift you that MP3 file, my man.
I love it. Make it an animated GIF so we can put it over us.
Oh,
And
yes, sir. You
that'd be
got it.
Are you ready, Janine?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Janine Bolon, how do you define success?
Okay, how do I define success? I define success when I wake up in the morning. I've had several opportunities to die in my lifetime. And the fact that I wake up and I get an opportunity for a brand new day to me is success. So I see myself as successful as soon as I wake up in the morning and I put my feet on the floor. And to me, the rest of my day is a bonus.
Wow, succinct and to the point, and you know what's coming. Oh, yeah, that is Janine Bolon, the epitome of smart bombs, bombs of wisdom, all of those nuggets, unbelievable, amazing, incredible, tremendous, stupendous. I could go on all night long about adjectives for this amazing young lady. Janine, I am so serious when I say thank you so very much. I'm so glad this day finally came. What an amazing, amazing show because of you. I've learned so
thank you.
much, and I look forward to nurturing this relationship further with you into the future because, my gosh, you're special in such a great way, such a great way. And I don't say that about most people. I do love every guest I have on the show. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, yeah.
you just
I
raised the
hear you
bar.
on that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely raised the bar in every aspect, in the value you brought, in your authenticity, in your experience, in your intelligence, in your humor.
Mhm.
I mean, the whole package. So
Mm.
appreciate
Thanks,
you. My God, four kids. Ah, God bless you. Whew. The whole thing, how you do what you do, and you've been so successful doing it. God bless women all over the world who are mothers and that are going through, raising kids, especially on their own. I cannot imagine, Janine. So God bless you for
And
that.
I would like to honor the men that stand behind us and help support us. I just wanted to say it's not every country where women are allowed to own property and where women have a right to choose their mates. And there's a lot of things that we are given in Western civilization that I just wanted to say I want to honor the men too, because I know we have a hard job, but we couldn't do it and we couldn't step out the way we have been if we didn't have assistance from them.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Mhm.
On behalf of all men, I accept that. That was awesome. Thank you.
Yay!
So every man that watches this, you just accepted it because I did it on your behalf. You have no choice. The power of live video shows. Just embrace it. I love it.
True. It's so
All
true.
right. That is it for our show. We're going to make it a wrap. I hope you can hang on a little bit longer, Janine, after it's over. It'll be a wrap. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been the amazing Janine Bolon on the Mind Body Business Show. I'm your host, Brian Kelly, and I cannot wait to see you all again on the next episode. Until then, go out there and crush it. Go out there and serve somebody. Go out there and help somebody become successful, because that is where the true meaning of life comes from. Every entrepreneur I've interviewed agrees with that. I know Janine is no exception. She said it earlier. So go out there, make a difference, one person at a time, and the rewards will come to manyfold. Janine's perfect example of that. Until next time, be blessed, everyone, and take care. So long for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.